vocal cadence helps shape metric interpretation. So the first task we're going to do is just lock into the meter and imagine that you're going to draw a picture of this. Don't look at your papers yet. This is a little Olivia Rodrigo. Lock in, how would you draw a picture of it? How would you count it? How would you tap it or conduct it? And see how quickly you, with your professional decades of training, can grab it. The answer will be very quick.
Told me I was a star. He held the door, held my hand in the dark, and he's perfect on paper.
So one more time. Here we go.
I found a girl, he told me I was a star. He held the door, held my hand in the dark, and he's perfect.
All right, Kevin, what's your pulse stream? Just tap it.
Okay.
Your basic beat. Love it, okay. And what's your division of that pulse stream? Twos, etc. And what's your grouping of that pulse stream? There you go. So we're hearing a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That 3 plus 4 treatments for musing, reflective, the song hasn't gotten cranked up yet moments. Really common. So I want my students to be able to draw a picture of it, because when they're going to write a musing, reflective, troubled emotionally song, this is a technique they can use. Is Olivia Rodrigo the only one who does it? No. See how quickly you can grab them.
Stars are gonna light up a midnight sky.
Line ends.
The sun's gonna burn on the 4th of July. Tides are gonna turn with the pull of the moon.
Line ends.
And I'm gonna love you. Birds fly south when the winter comes. Snow.
Okay, you got that one. Let's do another one. This is this thing by 3 letters is her whole name, Cam.
I had a dream about a burning house. You were stuck inside, I couldn't get you out. I lay beside you and pulled you close, and the two of us went up in smoke.
And just to hammer home the point, here's a little Admiral Levine, head above water.
I gotta keep it calm before the storm. I don't want less, I don't want more. I bar the windows and the doors to keep me safe, to keep me warm.
All right, Kevin, you laughed. What's funny?
Oh, I was, again, this is more my cynical songwriting, or songwriting side, in terms of songwriters always wanting to like take a song and do something to it, and like the fact that the meter's different, but the piano texture and chord sequence feels very much lifted from John Hyatt, Have a Little Faith in Me. And so it's like, oh, take that song and have a beat, and we feel that sounds like it, but it's different enough. But it's so close that it's like, oh, it's that song. That one.
So when I failed to click stop on Olivia Rodrigo the first time I played it, anyone notice what happened when I was like, oops, I should have clicked stop?
Yeah, the grouping shifted.
The grouping shifts too.
I don't know, I didn't hear it long enough.
Continues.
4/4.
It straightens itself out, right? It loses the hip sevens and it goes into straight fours. Every one of these does that at some point in the song, right? When the song gets ramped up, it just goes into 4+4 instead of the 3+4 phrasing thing. So one of the things that I'm sure you all enjoy or don't enjoy is when you can show your students these kinds of paradigms and you know, it's nothing. If they are like emotionally connected to Olivia Rodrigo, they have that moment of, oh no, she's using formulas, and you're like, yes, and now you can too. So that's one where this kind of grouping structure avoids complicated vocabulary about how would I write it down. I can draw a grid pattern of it that we all agree to pretty darn easily. It's a good song. So that's that. All right, back to tunes that we all know that might be a tiny bit more. Everybody has a Spotify playlist of asymmetric meters that they use in their classes. Sure. If not, don't recreate them. They're out there. You can search for them. But let's play with interpretive possibilities. Most of you probably know this track well. Listen to it, and I want you to just lock into that meter again. So you're listening for patterns, agogic accents. You're listening for bass lines. You're identifying, if you're a Chris Hasty follower, projections of potential patterns that line up in regular ways. And when you lock into something that feels very normal, count it, tap it, groove to it, internalize it. Perfect half and half. Tell me what you were tapping right now.
Me?
Yeah, you.
A 3 and +2.
Tap it.
Like. I think it was.
It was steady, and there was 5 of them, right? And you're gonna get 3s and 2s.
Yeah.
Adam, tell me what your head is doing. It's not quite what you were doing a second ago.
I felt like it was 3, 2, 3, and I'm not sure the last one.
Your head is doing something different. Don't think, just nod along.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing something interesting. You're doing bum, 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 da, bum, 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 da. If we're going to go for maximal evenness, we're going to borrow your read of it. We're going to find an even 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's plenty of theory that says we want to find the slowest moving pulse stream that is consistent, evenly spaced x's, and that is our preferred reading cognitively. But there's another way of looking at this. This is where I get to bring in those ideas of interpretive possibilities, which is when you have a really pervasive rhythm. We know we're okay with asymmetric meters. What I just tapped was an asymmetric meter, right? Because it's 3 + 2, 3 + 2, so the x's here, 3 and 2 are not evenly spaced, and I'm okay with that. So I've already said I'm cognitively okay with unevenly spaced x's. So the next read, we're not going to get to yours yet, that comes out naturally from the drum pattern is you take the tercio rhythm at the beginning and you hear 1 ta 1 ta ta 1 1. So you're hearing 4 pulses. A fat one, and 2 skinny ones. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. That's a rhythm we like. Love that rhythm. And so what we're doing is we're taking tercio opening or a hemiola opening. You can choose which language you like. And we're now creating something that is akin to meter that you can lock into. Brad Osborne does this. He calls it a Euclidean rhythm, like greatest common factors. And so now I can have my students tap the steady fives, your read, or they can tap the hemiola, tresillo, your choice of language, and feel that. So this would be represented as bum, bum, ba, ba, bum, bum, ba, ba. Now we all know that is a rhythm, but I invite you to listen to it right now, and I want you to go back and forth between steady fives as meter and this asymmetric read, but let your brain tackle it as meter. Let's do the steady fives. That's even, I can be a metronome. Meter, right? Switch. Now let's play with atoms. Adam is giving emphasis to this, I'm going to call it early kick, the jump kick there. So try and find for me ba, ch, ch, ba, 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 ba. We're going to call that the atom.
I think I did Turkish.
Love it. We're going to do all three. Steady fives, the 4 beat, but think of it as meter, and then we're going to jump the third beat, so we get 3, 2, 3, 2, which is a maximum even version of that, okay? Go through all three with me. Start with steady fives. Lock in. Switch. Jump the third one. Here we go. Interpretive possibilities from these repeating patterns. And we can map them all out with our metric grids. Super cool. All right, let's do one more. Same exercise. You can read ahead to the different interpretations we're going to try on this. Here's a little Peter Gabriel. Find me your steady beat pulse, and then release it into hemiola tresillo land and see what other readings you can come up with that have metric-like properties.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill, I could see the city light. Wind was blowing, time stood still. Eagle flew out of the night.
And now, keep your body as quiet as you can and listen to the sonic stimulus coming into your ears and see if you can change what you're listening to sway you towards one or another of these many multiple metric-like interpretations.
Climbing city light. Wind was blowing, time stood still. Eagle flew out of the night. He was something to observe. Came in close, I heard a voice.
All right, Lena, give me one metric interpretation that you're hearing of this time swing. So you're putting the trisio in the first of it, and you're hearing a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump, bump, a jump, sh, 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 jump, jump, a jump, sh, sh, sh. Give me a different one.
I was feeling the kick drum.
Here we go. 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Did you catch the little acceleration at the end of the phrase? To place, I just did too many, sorry. to get the agogic accent on the 1, right? Accelerate at the end of the phrase. I was like a baroque count one lessons. Absolutely. Give me another metric-like interpretation. Clifton, did you have one?
Yeah, I feel like when he started singing, it at least to me, it felt like it shifted. So I don't know if I have the perfect thing, but I'm thinking of like.
No.
Yeah.
Don't say that part. Interpret it.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'm trying to think of a way of thinking about it. But I guess like like the 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like having a higher level accent when he starts singing, I guess is, yeah.
So one of the things that I hear is in the introduction, which is just instrumentals, I hear 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and pitch contour is speeding that reading. And then when he starts singing, he moves that secondary accent over. So I switch from a 3 plus 4 to a 4 plus 3 there. So that's another interpretive possibility. We're going to put both of those up there. And we're going to put Lena's hemiola up there. I'm just going to use a dot to mean longer. The steady 7s, you can just be a 7. You just count to 7. Or you can lean into Lena's hemiolas and you can do another set of them because the rhythmic pattern invites it. Bum, 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 chicka. Bum, 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 chicka. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, chicka. Just a 2-beat catch at the end. Gonna put it back on. Get your steady 7s. In the intro, try your 3 plus 4. Then lean into these 2 hemiola reeds. And then when you start singing, what did I just miss?
No, my iPad was talking.
He was so excited.
Yeah.
When you start singing, see if you can switch to a 4 plus 3. So flow through those. Think how you would describe to your students that bum 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 is all an anacrusis. How do we know that we haven't heard it downbeat yet? It seems so obvious to us, but we want to be able to articulate. The drums came in, the long note, the high note. 3 plus 4. Try your hemiola, please.
Climbing up on South Spring Hill, I could see the city light. Wind was blowing, time stood still.
auxiliary percussion here, you now have all these potential interpretations to bring out or to disguise or to work against. All right, let's do another one. Cricket tunes and bluegrass. This is the space where a lot of my students learn a tune sort of like at the feet of the old fiddle player, and they learn the shape of that tune, and they just learn how that one goes until they've internalized it. And this is where I want them to spend time making me a metric grid. How do you map what's happening in these? So let's do this one. This is a rehearsal YouTube video. It's Tony Trishka doing an old Bill Monroe tune, Heavy Traffic Ahead. Don't look at the pictures yet. Do it by ear. See how quickly you can find all the patterns that we want to talk about with this. What's the chord progression?
That was listening to the chords, but I can only attend to so many things, Jocelyn.
That's fair, totally fair. Did anybody catch the chord progression during the instrumental breaks? Yes, Kevin.
12-bar blues.
It is a 12-bar blues. Thank goodness. All right, forget. We got 12-bar blues progression. And during the instrumental breaks, is there any metric variation from my 12 bars, Kevin?
Not the first time, certainly.
And not the second time. And not any of the other times. Yeah, the instrumentalists are playing. So we're looking at a tradition near and dear to my heart, those of you who know a lot of my early stuff. This is where the lyrics push and pull at your meter, the way that all those old hillbilly guys like Jimmy Rogers did this. So when it's just the instrumentals, we're locked into a 12-bar pattern. Now that you can see that, and just pretend you're seeing that in your head, I'm going to go back to where the first verse comes in and find the two metric anomalies in this pattern by ear. Don't look at your pictures. And they start when he starts singing. You got it. Zach.
Two beats were subtracted from the first quarter. Oh, sorry. Extended.
It's to allow for the pickup, which
the heavy traffic up.
Because otherwise you need a pickup, but you already it's too late to put it in the normal place.
Yeah. And Zach.
And then it was reversed.
Now, here's where I would say that with the phrasing of you need it for the pickup, I could do this tune without having to have these extra two beats. I could speed up my vocal rhythms and I could make it sound normal. If you didn't know the song, I could do a version of it that sounds totally fine. So it's this, if this particular rendition allows that extra time, that extra space. So this is what we have. We have a 1 chord, a 1 chord, a 1 chord, a 1 chord, some more 1, 4, 4, 1, 1, some 5, some 5, some more 5, 1, and 1. And then during the instrumentals, we're back to straight 12-bar blues, just erase that and that. So now that you can kind of see it, this is another good test for us as music theorists. Are we more comfortable when we can look at a diagram of it, or when we were just hearing it and following the lyrics? And it's unfair to ask you that because you might not have known the tune, but it's a good mental exercise for us to do. So here we go. And then just like we did with the vocal phrasing of our 3+4 and those cam tunes and the average tune, manipulation of blues patterns with extra 2 bars in them is its own paradigm. We can do the same thing with that. All right, let's do a couple more bluegrass cricket tunes. This one I really like. This is a cover of a Charlie Poole. He's from North Carolina, kind of Western swing field tune. And it's got some of these extra things in it. So try and find the pattern in here. Here we go. And here, back to our list of criteria, harmonic rhythm. Where the chords change, give us a way to lock into meter.
I'm going away, I'm going to stay, coming home. Gotta miss me, I'll be in the days to come. Where the wind is being a blow down, it's coming up, and you think of me. Gotta wish you that you're loving me. Gotta miss me, honey, in the days they say to come. Said to Johnny, many hours gone, underneath her silk bonnet, 44 gun, these love affairs, they're hard to bear. They'll down and down that stairwell, sing on the love, don't shoot. Make you aim the 44, and the gun will be 2. Then Johnny fell, while Frankie yelled, I'm going away, I'm going to stay, never coming home. When the winds begin to blow down, covered up, and you think I'm gonna wish you're loving me. Gotta miss me, honey, in the days they say to come.
So here again we have insertions of what we casually call half bars with extra beats there that serve as preparations for each of these resolutions into the next chord. So that's the metric map of the chorus. I want you to listen to it now that you can see it.
I'm going away, I'm going to stay, coming home. Gotta miss me, honey, in the days to come. Where the winds begin to blow down, covered up, and you think of me. Gotta wish you that you're loving me. Gotta miss me, honey, in the days they say to come.
So I know a lot of you played in bands. You played tunes that have these kinds of metric anomalies in them. What's your on stage, you're on the gig, you want the money technique for following these? Are you locked into a chart? Are you eyes glued on the lead singer? Kevin, what do you do?
As a drummer, like I make a big deal out of those half bars and do like some kind of fill that acts like an aural cue. Be like, this thing is an anomaly, so I'm going to play something that helps emphasize that quality to the other musicians.
It's a very generous way of saying keep everybody together. That works? Anybody else?
I guess
Yeah.
the more cynical take is if you want gigs, only play it 4/4.
Oh, that's
They're not the
sad.
good gigs, but
Not the good things, just the ones that pay?
yeah.
Okay.
You can't tell the songwriter to rewrite this song.
Yeah, you want to straighten out all these cool songs. You had your hand up there.
When I used to do, say, a little crowd, we do choreography. We jump on the 2/4 bars. You know, we do a little hop to sort of show them we're locked in.
Do a little hop. All right, I'm going to watch for that. That's slightly terrifying. I love it. But now you're doing choreography.
Just like wedding band stuff, but especially if you had a deck, you kind of need to be like, give them something from the front of the stage.
And what do you play in this wedding band?
Sax.
Oh, this is getting better by the minute. That's great. Do you still play in a wedding band?
Not anymore. It was an English band, so.
That's super cool.
Didn't pay.
Hey, what?
That's great. One more cricket tune. This is Herschel Size. One more. This is Rebecca. Let me draw a picture of this one for you guys. Oh, don't look. I did draw a picture of it. Somewhere on your paper, I want you guys to draw a picture of it. How would you count this one? Sort of decode this Herschel Sizemore tune. A section. Play along now. Yeah. I drew you a picture of it, so to save me putting it on the board, if you want to look at page 6, example 9. What I think is really cool about this tune is that it's playing with these 3-beat groupings. Then they happen all the way through it. And there's what I would like to describe as like a metrical fake out at the beginning, where you get 3 beats of a 1 chord and then there's a little 4 that pops up there, but it's just ornamental. But it's like a hint of the play to come. So I'm going to put this back on. If you're reading this page, the A section goes across the top line, and there's 2 A's, as you know. And then the B section, because the paper wasn't right enough, is in 2 lines, and then you go back to the A section. So you got to read the top line, the bottom 2 lines, and the top line again. And what you have here is a chord progression transcription underneath it, which helps us find those beats. stratometric grid for it. They have to describe what they're hearing most compellingly to identify their downbeats. All right, let's kind of put it all together just because I needed an excuse to play this tune because I love it. You guys know it. This is the Beyonce version. Draw a picture of it. Figure out where you put the downbeats. This is not the first verse. This starts with the second one. This starts with blackbirds sing in the dead of night, take those sunken eyes and learn to see. Just kind of figure out where you put your hypermetric downbeats. Draw a picture. You got the grid without the downbeats is on page 7.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly. Into the light of a dark light.
Ascending bass line there. We'll play it 3 times. About 2 seconds before your grid starts.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly. Into the light of a dark light.
Do one more.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly. Into the light of a dark light.
Who here's played this in cover bands? When you guys want to tell me how do you count it? Like give me like beats, like blackbird singing in the dead of night, like 3 and then what?
I just remember the lyrics.
You just remember the lyrics. Anybody else? Trevor, do you
I mean, I
ever
just
count it? Or
go
you just-
on guitar and I just play it and I sing
play it by feel?
I don't play with anybody else. I don't have to coordinate with anybody. If they want to, they can just learn the part. So, you know. I had this problem with Here Comes the Sun, which I played at a
Yep.
wedding.
Yeah.
And that's like, the guitar player, my second guitar player was not so musically trained. And we just really worked on getting the timing of that right because it's a tresillo against, and then it's a half bar.
Well, you forgot the jump method.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, so I kind of had to teach it just rote, right?
Yeah.
But there was some counting, which is weird, you have to, without thinking about meter per se, but just count to 3 and then count to 2 and then count to 4 or whatever. So, I don't know if that's helpful, definitely not.
It is. These are the conversations that like the students I want them having, right? Like how do you get by on a gig? How do you map it out? Can you find things to extract from it? I'm going to try and do it in real time, the way I hear it. That doesn't mean you have to hear it the same way that I do. interpretive possibilities.
Only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird into the light of a dark black night.
So that's my hearing of it.
I hear the all your life as a part of that first line, and then the real next hypermeter starts on the life. That's
You hear
not
it
how,
sound like,
yeah.
Oh, 1, 2.
Yeah, same.
But
Oh,
So you put these two beats up there.
yeah,
Okay,
oh.
it's two. I can remember.
I did.
But I definitely hear life there as accented.
and strangely I hear free as it down like that last instead of 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. I actually hear 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, or like there's a bar of 2.
You want to hear free because of that end weighted
Yeah,
cadence.
yeah.
I do too.
I mean,
And I'm waiting for the band to put 2 more beats on it, and they
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
But I absolutely would go with that read in
Yeah.
a heartbeat.
But it's
Yeah.
like, am I hearing meter or am I hearing rhythm? And that's one of the questions that's coming up in this talk is you started the talk saying there's rhythm and there's meter, and those are 2 different things. But these are really starting to intertwine. And
Yes.
I'm worried a little bit because something I'm always trying to tease apart for my students. Although, of course, rhythm is influencing meter, of course.
So, total transparency. I'm working with the Radiohead recordings. I'm working with Mission Impossible, right? And I have these non-trained freshmen in my class. Everybody knows Mission Impossible theme? Sing it for me.
It's the same as the radio. It's the same.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, we got that thing, right? Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And I wanted my students to come back in lock solid. 1 2 3 4 5. It's in 5. We're so proud of the fact that it's in 5. It's the example we all pull out to show them that something is in 5. And they like hearing the tresillo. Let's use all our vocabulary. Hemiola, Euclidean, rhythmic, metric-like property, and they want to hear 4 pulses in there. And so there is this play. This is what I'm actually inviting you.
Have you?
You got it, Trevor. I'm gonna give you like a prize.
Well, here's my question. Do you start introducing asymmetrical meter after a lot of tresillo work, or is that kind of all that intertwined? Because I don't really get to asymmetrical meters before they're really comfortable with the idea of cross rhythms in 6/8 and cross rhythms in 4/4. And now we get asymmetrical meter. It's just like taking parts of those things and putting them together.
It's about repertory. So you all probably know I live my life in country music, and bluegrass is a kissing cousin of country music. And what I hope I've showed you tonight is that if you look at a lot of country songs, mainstream radio hits by the big stars, and a ton of bluegrass, it's not metrically regular all the way through. And so I actually invite myself to go earlier into these questions of metric grids that have asymmetrical properties. For that very reason, because it matches the repertory. It's a similar analogy to when we, like, in tonal theory, are scrambling to find the perfect example of 1-4-5-1 that doesn't have anything crazy in it, right? It's really hard to find a country song that is metrically regular front to back that has any commercial purchase. And so I introduce it sooner than I otherwise would. And I do it with players. And it does mess up the division I started with tonight.
Yeah, I think half bars and then 5/8 are 2 separate things, though, right? So half bars, sure, that I introduced really early, but then 5/8, let's wait on that. Like, there's not really country songs in 5/8.
Half bars are also a way of reading. If you're reading at the slower pulse stream, it's a way of going from 2s to 3 for a second, and then
Right.
back to 2, which in 2 plus 3 adds up to 5.
Sure.
So the thing that I do by avoiding time signatures is I find parallel structures in many of these properties. And the students go with me because they're not hamstringed by either thinking something is sophisticated and hard or trying to notate it with eighth notes.
But then it's the first question I'm gonna get from my student is, what am I gonna do in Pro Tools? How am I gonna put this in Pro Tools? I wanna sequence this. I've got to tempo map this song for the band.
Go acoustic.
How do I do this?
Go acoustic.
Go what?
Go acoustic.
But I gotta do edits on this thing.
Right, so I feel like we're working in different repertories in different worlds. All I can do is offer you, like, this is what I'm hanging out with my songwriting kids doing, and that's why, because the repertory itself is full of these, like, I always track what my bluegrass band's playing in their big concerts every year, and they're full of these twists and turns, yeah.
I'm just thinking it's so cultural the way you interpret it. Like, I have spent so much time in like klezmer and Eastern European music that for me listening to that Radiohead sound, it's like, of course it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Like the 5, it sounds wrong. It's like that. No, that's not right. What are you talking about? So it's like if you take a group of like Eastern European musicians and you lead the class off with them and you start with an asymmetrical meter, like, it's no problem. But so it's like, I think it's like that thing where you have to be careful, like, even though these songs are written by like Western musicians, like pop musicians, like, is it appropriate to do that straight division as I guess the nice thing about the charts is like there's no like correct, like you're going down to that lowest beat. So it's like what you count as the lowest beat depends on maybe your cultural relevance or like your other musical systems that you're familiar with.
I'm gonna go on a very short tangent because I really want to do my last example for you guys. But what you brought up right now is what I'm visually seeing from you guys. I'm pretending that you are the band rehearsing. And the drummer's over there going like this. I can't do it in the shoots, but right? The drummer's over there doing this, steady as a rock, we hope. It's not too late or too early. I'm just going to that. Right? So they're in that very same band. Somebody's counting 3, 3, 2, 2, and somebody is like doing 4 on the floor or 5, 5 on the floor.
Right.
And so what I'm trying to do is show them that nobody's right and wrong, but if you're going to play the tune, you got to communicate.
Right.
And so if you're hearing it as 3 + 3 + 2 + 2, and you're having a fight with Lena, and Lena's like, I hear 4 beats, and you're like, I hear 3 + 3 + 2 + 2, and you're like yelling, no, it's in 5. How are we going to make sense of all of those reads? And those are very real. Like the very first tune I played, half of you were tapping one way, half the other way. You go to a band rehearsal, and somebody learned the lyrics, and somebody counted it out, and somebody just like listened to Paul McCartney and copied him. And somebody else like did some math rock picture of it. And so the interpretive possibilities are what I want them to be able to draw, map, and then use. So, all right, can I do my last one?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are a tough crowd. I thought you'd be like mellow late at night. All right, come with me on this one. I'm asking for mental flexibility. And if you can read ahead and see the answer, don't. Just play. I'm inviting you to play with this. Don't turn your page. I'm going to introduce a rhythm to you, and I want you to just be willing to lock into it. Bum, chicka, chicka, bum, chicka, chicka, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bum, chicka, chicka, bum, chicka, chicka, bum, chicka, chicka, bum, chicka, chicka, bum, 4, 5, 6, bum, chicka, chicka, 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 bum, chicka. Okay? I want you to let that. Oh, don't even look at the screen. Why did I put words up there? I want you to lock into that, and I want you to find it's a little faster than I was doing it. I want you to find that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, a lilting set of 6s. Okay?
I see the end of a movie. Everyone thinks that we're crazy, and maybe we are. I hate the middle. Let's get to the part where you kiss me. Surrounded by friends and our family. No, we're too young to get angry.
to it, you can feel that. Now, you know what's coming, but just play along. Bum chicka chicka bum chicka chicka bum chicka chicka bum. We're gonna change to bum chicka chicka 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 bum chicka chicka. If I'm doing it accurately, my actual vocal rhythm has not changed, but I've switched from a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1, a 2, and a 1, a 2, and a 1, a 2, and a 1, a 2. Okay? So we're going to do that. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Switch. Switch back. Switch. Okay. Bum, a 2 and a 3, a 4 and a 1, a 2 and a 3, a 4.
The only way this is gonna hurt is if we got out and you were the one to go first. So I'm wishing on 11s that we both meet up in heaven and fall in love again just like the first time. And I know it all sounds lame, but I know you feel the same.
Okay, look with me on page 8. Start at the bottom with me. And I know it all sounds lame. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Now, with your sophisticated music theory skills, when we get back to that chorus, I want you to be able to push either reed onto it. I want you to be able to hear her vocals. When you hold me, I see another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or I want you to be able to read it as 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold me, I see the end of the, where she's articulating he, me, la, and be able to go back and forth with them. All right. I'm going to rewind to, we're in the middle of what's basically the 4-beat read. So we're in the bottom half of the page. Boom, ta-ta, boom, ta-ta. And then when we get to the chorus, switch back and forth for me.
I'll take away, so can we just get to that part? The only way this is gonna hurt is if you got out and you were the one to go first. So I'm wishing on 11s that we both meet up in heaven and fall in love again just like the first time. And I know it all sounds lame, but I know you feel the same. When you hold me, I see the end of the movie. Everyone thinks that we're crazy, and maybe we are. I hate the middle. Let's get to the part where you kiss me, surrounded by friends and our family. No, we're too young to get married. We knew from the start. I'll take away, so can we just get to that?
Now that you've heard them both, does one of them jump out to you as like the read you're most comfortable with? Do you have one that you like lock into on chorus? Yeah.
Oh, I like the dun 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 dun.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So once you hear that, some people like that's the one they lock to. They can't let go of it. Try the other one. Yeah.
And I think when I was paying attention to the synth pads in the background, which are moving a little more slowly than the 6.
You could get the lilt. Yeah. Zach.
Both at the same time.
Oh. Schizophrenic metric listening. I love it. That's great. Anybody else? Can you switch back and forth?
It's hard.
This is the classic difference between 6/8 and 12/8, which most music theorists think 12/8 is just twice 6/8. But this is actually a different way of chopping up a single span of time, and that's a critical difference between 6/8 and 12/8. And this is a great example of that.
but you just had to put eighth notes in there. And the problem with your description in my interpretation is that they both had the word eight in the denominator.
But
And
at the
so,
same time, yeah.
Drawing the pictures of this and counting it and feeling it without having that eighth note in there is a really cool way of describing. I mean, this is all hemiola, for those of you, I love hemiola. It's been my whole life thinking about hemiolas, right? If you like that word, it works. If you like that description of it, it absolutely works. There's an AP music theory question that I always have to coach teachers on, where they look at a measure of music and they're supposed to answer where there's no bar lines and no time signature. Which is it, and how do you divide up the groupings of patterns? So yeah, this is the stuff that I like, keeps me up at night. And there's a whole bunch of pop tunes that use this to change emotive feel with what we could happily graph as metric modulation and hemiola right now in the rap. It's mostly like tweeny, sappy, this kind of stuff. But there's a bunch of them. There's a whole bunch that do this. So, and I do take my freshmen through some of this because they know this repertory, they know these songs, they can tap along, they can clap along, they want to know, how does it work? Do they all get it? Of course not. But some of them do, and then they have more things in their toolbox to draw pictures of. So, I'm gonna put this one on one more time so that you can push back and forth between the two interpretations of it. You're sitting over here drumming. Do you have one that you like better, or?
I feel them both at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah? What about you?
Same.
You can do
And then I
both?
can lean into either one, like I have no commitment about this. I'm just like, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
No commitment. Wow, that's like a, flying soloist there. What about you?
I can go back and forth.
You can go back and forth?
No commitment.
No commitments. Okay. I'll let you go from the verse into the chorus.
And an arch around the entrance to IKEA twin beds for the kids. It's normal to be a little scared, but I wanna bend the rules in place and truth or dare. So ask me any question, I don't really care. The only thing I care about is if you meet me there. And I wanna take your name, and I know you want the same. When you hold me, I see the end of a movie. Everyone thinks that we're crazy, and maybe we are. I hate the middle. Let's get to the part where you kiss me. Surrounded by friends and our family. No, we're too young to get married. We knew from the start. I'm sick of waiting, so can we just skip to that part? The only way this is gonna hurt is if we can.
When they pull out of the chorus, they clean the air, and then they drop it. All right, any questions?
Cool examples.
Thank you.
From a steel song.
How did you say that your students are thinking of the Mission Impossible that you weren't expecting that's not in 5?
So this actually goes way, way back to something I read in grad school. I don't remember the citation, which is if they did an experiment. I'm sure somebody here is like way more grad school than me remembers the citation, with little children drawing big circles and little circles when they heard rhythms. And there are two ways of interpreting. One is duration and one is onset intervals. So some of my students want to draw a picture of Mission Impossible as 5 beats, and some want to draw it as 4 unevenly spaced beats. Like they hear the rhythm and they give it a metric interpretation. And this is where Trevor was picking up on this blending, which you either love or loathe, of the distinctions between rhythms and meters. And it then ties into Brad Osborne's Euclidean rhythmic interpretations of Radiohead, where we can hear these unevenly spaced pulses as having metric-like properties. The other one that obviously I use a lot in my class is Blue Rondo a la Turk. And you can read it in a straight 9. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can read it as 3 plus 3 plus 3 with hemiolas against it, or you can read it as 2, 2, 2, 2, 3 if I got my math right. And to allow those to have metric-like properties opens up some musical communication for me with students that are not as locked into evenly spaced beats as, say, our collective training probably was. It's kind of like a mind warp to go there. But it matches what they intuitively are bringing back to me as analysis. Yeah?
I feel like, so this past year I've been teaching at a very musical theater kind of school. Those kids especially, like the uneven beats, that's how they feel on that stuff. So especially the Bernstein stuff, it's always bigger and smaller beats. They never tend to be trained to the small, regular pulse.
They don't want to find that, you know, that.
Yeah, it's not how they're feeling, it's not how they're performing.
I think dancers like to just try and count everything as 4.
Well, they're singers and actors.
Yeah.
They're not. Oh, I'm sorry. You said in contrast. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like the ballet department and night department, they just want to do everything as 4. But it would just be a long 1, a short 2, a long 3, a short 4.
Last thoughts? I stayed awake. Thank you.